First up on the show, well, tensions in West Asia are nearing a boiling point even as Arab nations and the West look desperately to scale down tensions. The U.S. Secretary of State Antony Blinken is off to the region once again in an effort to contain the fears of a bigger escalation. A multi-pronged crisis stares at the region. Now, Israeli forces and Hamas militants are already at war in Gaza for more than 2 months. The Red Sea has emerged as a big friction point where Houthi forces based in Yemen and backed by Iran have been attacking freight ships with real or perceived links to Israel. And then we have the recent attacks happening in Iran and in Lebanon, where almost 95 people were killed in a blast near the Qasem Soleimani's memorial on the 4th anniversary of his killing by a U.S. drone, and then the Israeli strike that killed Hamas's deputy leader, Saleh al-Aruri, in one of the suburbs in the Lebanese capital of Beirut. In Iran, Tehran has blamed United States and Israel for the twin explosions that have killed at least 95 people and injured over 200. The blast took place at a ceremony in Iran to commemorate the country's top commander Qasem Soleimani, who was killed by a U.S. drone in 2020. Iran's supreme leader Ayatollah Khomeini has vowed a befitting response, while President Ibrahim Raisi has called out Israel.
I warn the Zionist regime, don't doubt it. You will pay the price for this crime. These crimes that you have committed, you will deeply regret.
The U.S. has rejected Iran's claims of its ally Israel's involvement in the attack. Washington says escalation in West Asia is in no one's interest as the attack comes on the heels of the raging war in Gaza. Meanwhile, in Lebanon, the Hezbollah chief Hassan Nasrallah has warned Israel against waging a war in Lebanon. The warning comes a day after reports suggested an Israeli strike killed Hamas's deputy leader.
If the enemy thinks of waging a war on Lebanon, we will fight without restraint, without rules, without limits, and without restrictions. They know what I mean.
Both the Iran-backed Lebanese terror group and Hamas have accused Israel of killing Saleh al-Aruri in Beirut's Musharrafeh, a stronghold of the militant Hezbollah group, which is an ally of the Hamas. Saleh al-Aruri, who was the deputy head of the Hamas's Politburo and a founder of its military wing, the Qasem Brigade. Aruri is the most high-profile figure to be killed, and his death came in the first strike on the Lebanese capital since hostilities began. The strike also marks the first killing of a Hamas official outside the Palestinian enclave. Although Israeli army spokesperson Daniel Hagari, who did not directly comment on Aruri's killing, said the military is highly prepared for any scenario in its aftermath. And while on the other hand, the United States has said it was not informed in advance about the strike that killed the number 2 leader of Hamas.
Can I follow up on that, Matt? When were you informed about the strike in Beirut?
I'm not going to get into that specific detail, but we were not informed in advance.
Seeing the tensions rising in Lebanon, Canada and Germany have urged its citizens to leave Lebanon quickly, warning that an expansion of the Israel-Hamas war could not be ruled out. And it's not just on land where the Gaza war is spreading over the borders. Tensions are spilling over from Gaza to the Red Sea as fears of a maritime war continue to mount. The Red Sea has become the new battleground, with Yemen's Houthi rebels attacking cargo vessels that are en route to Israel through the southern Red Sea. And according to the UN's maritime agency, 18 shipping companies are rerouting their vessels around Africa to avoid the Red Sea amid the upsurge in attacks on shipping lines.
A significant number of companies, around 18 of shipping companies, have already decided to reroute their vessels around South Africa in order to reduce the attacks on vessels and, of course, the impact that it has on seafarers in particular. This represents an additional 10 days to the journeys and, of course, has also a negative impact on trade and an increase on freight rates.
Members of the UN Security Council have also called on Yemen's Houthis to halt their attacks on shipping vessels. They say it's threatening the regional stability, global freedom of navigation and food supplies. Addressing the Council's first meeting of 2024, members also demanded that the Houthis release a galaxy of leaders, the Japanese-operated cargo ship linked to an Israeli company and its crew, which the group seized on November 19th. The United States believes the situation has reached an inflection point.